For all you folks arrested on drug charges that were found in your car, here's a new case that you need to be aware of. This is the Beecher case, and what happened in Beecher is pretty simple, and I've seen a lot of this in my over 30 years of defending criminal cases here. And what I see is this. First of all, Beecher went to a house that the drug unit had already done a raid on or had suspected of some activity. So what does the drug unit do? You know what they did. They then followed Beecher, because he had gone to that suspicious house, and waited for him to do something wrong with his car. And indeed, he started speeding and littering. Now, folks, when it comes to littering, my wife and my daughter will literally turn road rage if they see people littering. And the worse the littering, the more the ragey. And I don't know, these officers kept it under control and didn't even cite Beecher for the littering or the speeding. Beecher was pulled over at 2:32 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, these times are going to become important. Now, an officer has 4 duties when pulling somebody over, and they're listed in the case, and this is important. The officer gets to check driver's licenses, search for outstanding warrants, inspect the registration that was given, and inspect the proof of insurance. Guys, the officer did all that within 5 minutes. So it was by 2:32, the officer was done with the traffic stop, done with the citation, okay? But guess what? The canine had not arrived yet. Now, this is very important. The canine arrived at about 2:40 or 2:44. And Beecher said, look, I should be free to leave once the citation is written. Why did I have to stay and wait for the canine? The dog then circled the car, alerted, they searched, and lo and behold, felony drug charges on Beecher. First of all, the defense attorneys on Beecher's case did file a motion to suppress and said, Judge, the cops can't do this. The cops have got to let you go once they've written the ticket. You can't wait around forever or any amount of time for canines. The court disagreed and said, nah, this was okay. This was 10, 12 minutes. Motion to suppress denied. Here's your felony drug charges. Next case. But on appeal, Beecher's case got thrown out because the appellate court said, look, it's an unreasonable seizure to keep somebody around so that the government can bring a dog to sniff the car. You cannot do that. You can only do it during the time of the citation. And what the court said, which is really the law in Florida, is that a traffic stop becomes unlawful once you prolong it beyond the writing of the citations. Once the cop is done with their business, this is over. And anything beyond that becomes illegal. So that time, 12 minutes later, 10 minutes later, that canine shows up after the cop is all done. Nope, that is wrong. You should not have been holding a citizen that long. And the Beecher case stands for what a lot of cases stand for on these canines, which is we're throwing this thing out. You should not have kept this person around. Now, as a side note, folks, I am very concerned that all these old canines are not trained to alert properly on hemp versus marijuana. So I'm not even so sure that some of these canines are legitimately alerting on these cars, but that's a whole different battle. In this case, the rule in Florida, folks, is once those citations are done and issued, you are free to go. If that cop holds you beyond that time so that a canine can come, all that gets thrown out. Whatever the canine finds, that gets thrown out. That's what happened in Beecher. That's our case for today. And I thank you for watching. You could help us out by clicking something on the screen that's positive, or if you happen to get in trouble here in Central Florida, that's what I do for a living, defending these sort of drug cases for over 30 years. Give our office a call. We'll help you out. Thanks.